For morale, pa.
Anymore is such a bully, I tell you.
When I say a man for, it means that Prempe has morale today. Presec also, but Augustine's Wario.
More vim.
Oh, we have him there. Julali, yes.
It doesn't hurt when Maoli sings that song. Sing along.
Masa, you know the Kwade song, Kwade Part 2.
No.
He starts with bro pepe.
You know, I went to Siko, right? Katasco is not far, so.
So by association.
They say success has a lot of friends and relatives.
I really hope Katasco wins today. I mean, nothing against the other two schools, brilliant schools, to have made it this far. But what a wonderful story it would be, you know, if Katasco could carry the day. So I'm rooting for them very hard. Okay, all right then. So, shall we get to it? News review brought to us by First Atlantic Bank, refreshingly different. IAS Ghana, absolutely positively the best on the market. And Compu Ghana, passion for technology.
Well, let me start with the Chronicle for this morning. And beloved, let's hear the word of God. Psalm 30, verse 5. Weeping may last through the night, but joy comes with the morning.
Joy 99.7 FM in the morning.
Poor Adosu lady on cloud 9 after receiving surprise call from IGP.
Oh.
You know, those young boys who were, stripped naked and beaten and, for allegedly stealing 100 Ghana cedis. You know, the mother had complained.
Yes.
And she said, well, because she was poor, nobody was going to listen to her. Well, the next morning she got a call from the IGP. Saying, well, the boy should come to Accra. And I mean, the case will be taking over. And so when she got the call from the IGP, she's full of praise for Dr. Akufo Dampare. That, and the man is doing very well.
It's the little things, it's the little things. And I listened to him when he went to the Volta Fair. He's looking forward to a day when it won't be him. We will mention the name of the institution and not the name of the IGP.
You see, it's refreshing to come across someone who knows their job, who understands that the job is not just turning up in the morning and leaving at night, but it's all the little things, all the ways in which you can make a difference to someone. It's beautiful to watch him do it.
Human he is.
Yeah.
Well, let's continue with the Chronicle, and we will track reassigning of toll booth workers. National Youth Authority comes with a photograph of Pius Enam Hajide, who is CEO of the NYA. Ochima Boaji advises Wuntumi step down. Chairman Wuntumi seeking to lead the NPP in the Ashanti region again.
Ochima Boaji?
Yes, Ochima Boaji. Hey. Same old Ochima Boaji. Former Bantama MP. The back page.
He could only survive one term. He wants to now uproot the chairman.
He made he's advising him to step aside. He made Kokofu one term. And he's also been made one term.
So many one term.
So let's get to the
point.
But yes, this one here says CAF approves Hart's request for 10,000 fans against JS Saura. And league leaders Kumasi.
Oh, is that how you're reading it? We have a game this weekend.
Please. Take on Karela.
And it's not a local game, you know?
Please. When it gets to your turn, you look at it like that. Let's get to the other papers.
Oh, my word. All right, let's do the Ghanaian Times newspaper. Over 100 illegal structures go down as Ablekuma West Assembly takes steps to protect Lagoon. Long overdue. Listen, the Assembly is all talking about this, but why do they keep watching? They stand and watch for the foundation to come up, to get to the roofing level, and then we get to the point where we say we're pulling down structures.
We're talking about Dampare earlier. Now, when Dampare ensured that, the law worked, a lot of people have changed. Now, people have responsibilities. They're supposed to ensure that these things do not happen.
Exactly.
Now, unfortunately, you see produce permits by so and so. That's the end of it.
Well, these days, the builders themselves are able to write it.
The point is, whose responsibility is it to ensure that these buildings do not spring up in the first place? Yeah. That person should be facing some sanctions. When we do that, we'll be proactive.
We should get to a point where we stop covering these things. You watch for the illegal activity to happen, and then you go and you pull down structures and we cover it and we happily talk about it. All right, let's also another interesting headline here. Professor Tuguba to push Parliament to pass anti-adultery bill into law. So that's the Dean of the Faculty of Law at Legon, Professor Raymond Atuguba. He's hinted that he has approached some MPs of Parliament to sponsor a private member's bill titled Promotion of Proper Human Sexual Rights and Ghanaian Family Values Bill. Sounds familiar, isn't it?
Yeah, very, very, very
Except
familiar.
that the one that we have pending is the one that's commonly tagged as the anti-LGBTQ plus bill. He says that since Ghana is over 90% Christian and Muslim, and the Quran and Hadith provide that, quote, in case of married male committing adultery with a married female, they shall receive 100 lashes and be stoned to death. I am sure this bill will be roundly supported, unquote. Here's also another interesting quote. Attempted adultery is easy to determine from this definition. So a Muslim married to more than one wife commits adultery if he has sexual relations with any of the wives other than the first wife. In close fidelity to the Bible and Quran, the Criminal Procedure Act will be amended to include stoning as a method of execution reserved for only this crime, unquote.
So you realize he's
Being sarcastic.
yes, but he's doing this as a satire of the times we're in, right?
Well, he's opposed to the current bill, by the way.
Absolutely. So that's why this satire, is his chosen way of communicating. All right. So the suggestion here is that if we have decided that we are interested in proper family values, well, the threat of adultery to family values, it cannot be denied. So then maybe we should be passing a law against that. It's certainly far more pervasive than any of the L's, G's, B's, T's, or Q's. So,
That's
what do
his
you guys
opinion.
think of that?
That's
I
his
wonder?
opinion. Maybe we'll leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that. Let's get to the finder for this morning. An iconic tourist sites being revamped to generate significant revenue annually from 2022. Now, PricewaterhouseCoopers says receivers should bear the cost of the e-levy and not the sender.
Say that again.
The receiver should bear the cost of the e-levy and not the sender.
Who is making the suggestion?
PwC Ghana, PricewaterhouseCoopers Ghana.
See, that's what happens when you don't do enough stakeholder consultation and the thing becomes...
I'm interested in
policy.
their reason.
Well, let me give you the reasons they gave for, saying this. Now, they have said that, government should review it so that if you receive it, so for instance, if you're receiving, then you get to be the one to pay. The reason is very simple. If I send it to you, Kojo, and you're also going to use it, if you receive, if I send you 200 Ghana cedis and I pay 1.75 Ghana cedis, if you're going to cash it, you will pay. You understand? So why don't we make it such that, okay, when I am sending it to you, I don't pay anything. When you have received it, then you get to pay something.
Do you know what's going to happen? I would still end up paying, because if I was giving my grandmother 100 Ghana cedis, I would not want them to deduct anything from it. So I'll end up topping up so that she doesn't feel it.
Do you
It's the
think
same.
PwC is doing an Atuguba? Making the point to demonstrate the real inconvenience of the tax by saying, okay, just let the receiver pay it. Because in the end, it's still the sender.
Well,
in
you
most
don't
cases,
find a lot of you don't find the clear reason in the story. But I think that government is being smart here. With it, and the suggestion by, PwC also. But look, if I send you money and I pay, and you're also going to cash the money, you will pay. Okay, because when I send you money via Momo, you're not going to use Momo as your savings account throughout the period and say that's my investment account, so I put in money there and that's the end of it. Whatever happens, you still would want to withdraw that money, and once you want to withdraw it, you have to make payment. So it's a nice way, but they also caution governments that if they're not careful, this would erode all the gains made in digitalization and all of that. And the truth is, a lot of people would now resort to cash payments. People would go to the banks to deposit money in people's accounts because they feel that when they do that, they wouldn't have to pay anything. Government support for agribusiness inadequate. 1.75% e-levy is a step in the right direction, according to news. And this one, bleaching creams attract high patronage, and that's according to traders. So we're told that some cosmetic dealers in the Accra Central Market have indicated that there's a booming trade in bleaching and toning creams, while other cosmetic products are attracting low sales. Now, they note that, look, consumers continue to purchase bleaching creams because they want to glow in light skin.
Well, I got some cream recently, not because I wanted to glow in light skin, but I trusted the person who recommended it. Sometimes you break out and you want to help yourself. But I agree, there's a huge market for that.
There's a huge market for that.
So these are the things that we should be taxing more.
Now, I wonder what the etiquette is around it, because it breaks my heart. I see friends of mine who are growing lighter by the day, by the magic of chemicals. And I wonder whether I should say something. Is it even right? Is that the social etiquette?
Can I say something, because sometimes you're actually not aware that whatever you're treating, because sometimes you could be treating something. In my case, it was this whole breakout that I was treating.
But you didn't.
But
did you
sometimes
become
you don't notice it. Yes, I was my face, and I had to stop. So you should tell your friends if you notice something, because it could be that they are not aware.
Well, you see, the point you make, a very, very valid point. You should tell your friends when you notice something. But when you noticed it, you stopped.
Yeah.
So some of these friends have been doing this for some time. You've seen it. I mean, it's been 2 months, it's been 3 months.
It's not that they've not noticed.
They know what they're doing.
Well, sometimes it's deliberate.
Yeah, so if it's deliberate, mind your business. Sometimes you want to mind your business. And so you don't want to go telling people.
I know, right?
This is the second time
As
you
I
are
want no
quoting
milk.
the legendary 21st century philosopher Okonfo.
You who pass you to me.
Because I say, no milk, Nancy.
Oh,
That's it. All right.
I like that song.
Oh, I like Okonfo's call. That one is perfect.
Let's go through the Daily Guide newspaper. Health Minister laments vaccine politics. Was it in August that he himself talked about the procurement breaches, and there was pressure on him to resign? Here he is. He says that the NDC MPs didn't help the cause. Otherwise,
he says now he has no image in this country.
He should have resigned.
His image is gone.
When I heard him speak on the floor of Parliament, I was like, you should have resigned. That should have been the way.
He turned something that was not about him into a judgment of his character. Maybe we'll talk about it on SMS break. Let's hold it and talk about it on SMS break. In the meantime, there is traffic building up on the Tema motorway, the Tema to Accra stretch, to be precise. A truck hauling stones has overturned. It's causing traffic, and this is the information we're receiving. So please, if the police can attend to it, you know how bad it gets on that stretch, even without incidents like this. So please, if you can go to the aid of motorists, they would certainly appreciate it.
Charlie, on a Friday, if you're in that traffic,
Can you imagine?
sorry.
No, on a Friday,
On a Friday, yeah. Oh, there's an update on the Atu Essien court case. He's the founder and chief executive of the defunct Capital Bank. He didn't show up in courts because, according to doctors' report, he has what they claim is obstructive sleep disorder. But the judge is obviously not happy because he's talked about the snail pace at which this whole process is going. So he's given some orders.
Obstructive sleep disorder.
Yeah, that's according to his doctor.
You can Google it.
Okay.
Okay, so there's more in the Daily Guide newspaper on that story.
Okay. The Daily Graphic says that fast-track textbook procurement publishers tell GES. They say that, because GES buys these textbooks and they've published it, they're waiting for GES to procure them so they can make some gains. And there's a feature on why Kaneshi is drowning in floods. NSMQ, who lifts the trophy? 2022 budget profit solutions, nukes TUC state positions. And the back page, ADB others support Farmers Day.
All right.
Shall we go online?
Yes.
Let's see what's online. It's brought to us by
Zenith Bank. In your best interest, Goil Good Energy and Enterprise Life. No matter how much you make for a living, Enterprise Life has life solutions carefully crafted for you. Enterprise Life, your advantage.
Now, Goil is still rewarding its pre-paying go-kart customers with 2% discount per liter on fuels. You also enjoy discount on lubricant at Goil stations nationwide. Elevate your goodness by joining Goil Go Club today and enjoy up to 3 pesos per liter discount on fuel, amazing discount on lubricant purchases, free life insurance cover provided by My Life Insurance. Accrue and contribute loyalty points to a social group to fund an approved CSR project, and above all, enjoy exclusive Goil branded campaign gift. Join the Go Club by visiting Goil stations or offices. Visit their website. It is registration.goil.com.gh. Goil, good energy. Goil, yeah. All right, let's check out what's online.
All right. Well, by the way, just before we go there, obstructive sleep disorder is also known as obstructive sleep apnea. It's a very common sleep-related breathing disorder. It causes you to repeatedly stop and start breathing while you sleep. Oh, I've had
You
this
actually
before.
Googled it.
Yeah, I did. And I just realized I've had this before. It happens every now and then. At least once every couple of years when I change my air conditioning filter or something. I struggle to sleep. Yeah, it happens. Anyway, interesting. He couldn't come to court because of that. Fix the country to embark on Yentia demo over e-levy. Other taxes in 2022 budget. That's the top story on myjoyonline.com. We've also got, why didn't the speaker go to collect the road tolls himself? John Bwedu quizzes. Okay. Parliament to vote on the budget today. There's a story about the 80K, which is up for grabs at the grand finale of the NSMQ. And 2022 budget is a game changer for education transformation. That's Dr. Educhum saying so. Other stories on City Newsroom and the BBC await you. 3 MPs to table private members' bill for legal education reforms. Bribery allegations against Justice Honyenuga are malicious and unfounded. That's according to the
Do you
Association of
sleep
Judges.
during the day and do you snore as well?
Not
Let's go for